Overlooking the Welsh Harp Nature Reserve in North London, the West Hendon Estate was built in the late 1960s to provide 680 council homes.
I came to West Hendon Estate 45 years ago. The community spirit here is amazing. Always has been.
Growing up here was really nice. We just used to run free. It was wicked, it was amazing.
These are our homes, these are our memories. These are happy times.
Look what we have here. We have maisonettes, like little houses. Look at the view we have, the river, the forest, the greenery.
Today, the area is undergoing a multi-million-pound regeneration. The council has decided the old estate is beyond repair.
The buildings are grotty down there. They need rebuilding, there can be no doubt.
It will be demolished and replaced with 2,000 new flats, most of them for private sale. Filmed over a year, this is the story of the residents who have been told that they will need to leave their homes.
They call us a slum. Must be joking, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, but it's not, is it?
In spite of the redevelopment going on around them, all the homes on the old West Hendon estate are still occupied. If the council and developers get their way, in 12 months' time, 195 will be demolished.
Yeah, have a good look, you prats.
Many residents, like Lee, have lived here since the 1970s.
This used to be our park. And now we have this. It was an amazing thing to have social housing. I ended up with 45 years of the most beautiful view, somewhere where it was safe for my children to play, and it was open and fresh air and trees and flowers and grass. We had everything, everything, you know, which is slowly being robbed. They say we're doing this for the benefit of the people of West Hendon. No, they're not. Show me one thing that's to our benefit. The benefit is for them, not us.
Today, the developers have come to the estate to present the models for the next phase of building. Since 2002, when the plans were first announced, opposition on the estate has been growing.
We're not here to make requests anymore, we're here to make demands. That's it, because we tried requesting, been totally ignored. From now on, unless anything changes, it's demands.
Leaseholder Yasmin Parsons bought her flat from the council in 1988 and is leading the residents' campaign. She has successfully called for an independent inquiry into whether the development is in the public interest.
We're going up to Hendon Toad Hall for a public inquiry because we've raised objections against the compulsory purchase order, i.e. the CPO, from being put on our homes, and to stop our public land being stolen and put into private hands. This is a massive abuse of our human rights as a community. If this project continues, there will be nothing left for us. For them, pounds. For us, broken promises, more tears. We were all promised that we, the community, would not suffer as a result of the original project. We are all suffering.
See all this here? We had one of these here today, earlier on. Stinking fumes, the engine going, so we got that turned off. A lot of people are feeling unwell because they are suffering from the pollution that they are causing here.
Jackie P. bought her maisonette under the right to buy. The new building work has been going on around her for the past year.
Oh, Lord! It's like a spaceship taking off.
Right, well, he's over our roof. He's definitely over the roof. Council leaders, they've all got the same attitude. And I just think that they hope that people will crack. Well, they're not. We're not going to. Doesn't matter how much.
I think they've been able to do it in other estates somehow. They got away with it, but here... And I don't think they thought that everybody would actually get together and support each other. I don't think they expected that.
Don't put pressure on the people of West Hendon. They're a bolshy lot.
Well, people are sitting back and haven't got a clue. Anywhere there's a council estate in London, they're coming to you next.
Yes. Absolutely.
And you better be prepared.
West Hendon is one of 90 estates currently being regenerated in London. Successive governments have given private developers an increasing role in rebuilding post-war housing estates, a policy embraced by both Labour and Tory councils.
The vision is to create a genuine mixed community where people live in all tenures and they live together, and replace a council estate that was built in the 1960s, which is in poor condition and needs to be replaced.
Campaigners argue that private redevelopment is destroying social housing and driving low-income families out of London. In the second week of the public inquiry, council estate residents from all over London marched to Barnet Town Hall.
I wrote this letter in objection to the compulsory purchase order as the former community organiser on the West Hendon Estate. What I have witnessed in my time working on the estate are the informal networks that make living in low incomes possible, the informal carers to those bedridden, the informal childcare that enables people to go out to work or to study. I believe this community spirit is generally only still found on estates like West Hendon, and it's that which is currently being torn apart. They have lived through years of planning blight, now they live on a permanent building site, and as they watch the new homes being built, they do so knowing they will be unlikely to be living in one of them. Regeneration in Barnet appears to be about the open, political and ideological pursuit of replacing low-income households with high-income households. You've got a hell of a lot to celebrate, and this whole public inquiry, so you've shown them that you're not just going to stand down and let your homes be taken away, let your community be destroyed, that you're going to fight back and you're going to stand up for your homes. So massive round of applause to all of you.
Joe has lived on the estate for 31 years and bought his flat in the 1990s. 3 generations of his family live locally.
I'm sorry to see it happening. I'd love to keep our neighbours that we have now and move us all in together in one place that we were promised. Now they've split up the whole community they have, moved them everywhere and anywhere. They just want to get rid of all the properties. Who would sell a land like this off for £3? Who? Who should sell it to me?
The sale of publicly owned land valued at £12 million to the developers for just £3 is one of the main grievances residents have against the council.
Yes, it was sold for £3, but Barrett's have assumed the cost of all the rebuilding, the new community centre, a new school, all the infrastructure, moving an enormous sewer, which was one of the first things that was done. There's no public money to spend on housing, and this is a way of getting things done. It's not an option to leave something ghastly for people to moulder in, and we have to build new properties.
On the final day of the inquiry, Barnet Council's legal team sums up the case for the compulsory purchase of the flats owned by the leaseholders.
The case for the CPO must be judged by reference to current policy. In this case, much of the substance of the objections are political in nature. Madam, a consistent theme of a number of the objections has been that residents' views have been ignored. This is not true. Much of the residents' evidence has comprised complaints about the way in which they have been treated, failure to recognise their particular needs, and even bullying and harassment. These allegations are simply not accepted. We request the Secretary of State to confirm the order.
The inspector's recommendations will go to the Secretary of State, and it could be months before a decision is announced. In the meantime, the building works continue, along with plans to move the existing tenants. The council and developers have a duty to rehouse the secure tenants who lived on the estate before 2002. They are building them a separate block away from the water, Bullfinch House. Cindy is a secure tenant who will be moving to the new block.
I used to sit down there in my bikini many years ago, put the sunbed down there, put my orange and what have you. It was wonderful. Lived here 36 years. When I first came here, it was teas out in the garden, doors open, wonderful, most fabulous community. But since the regen has started about 11 years ago, it's just deteriorated. They just haven't bothered with the estate, they've just let it run down. Oh, I don't think anything's done for our benefit. Get rid of these people that are in these flats, we'll knock them down, build beautiful penthouse suites that are going for over £500,000, and we'll be fine. They've taken all our greenery away. They've got a bloody great big lift shaft going up. Have you seen it? 18 or whatever floors. Now all that is going to be buildings, so that's going to be in front of us. If I was 36 or 37, I would probably be fighting tooth and nail. But, you know, I'm tired and I can't. I haven't got it in me to fight, to be honest with you. That's it, so bullshit house, here I come.
Every 3 months, the council and developers meet with the residents to discuss the regeneration. The private partners refused requests to take part in the filming or to allow cameras into any of the meetings.
Hiya. How you doing?
Right. Not bad, thank you.
Nathan, do you think you might be able to say something at the end of the meeting about just what took place?
Probably not. Probably not. Not today, anyway.
What have they got to hide? This is supposed to be a public meeting. What's wrong with these people?
It's going in the flats.
While the secure tenants know they will be rehoused, other residents, including those who bought their homes, have no such security and continue to protest.
I think it's a load of rubbish. There's not enough protesters every year. I want to have some more.
Really, got any water there, have you, for the dog?
I put the dog.
Drop of water.
Yeah, just a minute.
No, she's getting a drop of water for the dog.
Must be getting here 10 o'clock, remember? Yeah, must be.
We've got no say we haven't about it, because we've got nowhere to move, have we? We shouldn't be here, mate. We shouldn't be here.
No.
They should have settled last year, before this building went up here.
What money are you going to get?
Well, this is it. You don't know what you're going to get. If I can't buy a home in Hendon, I don't want to know. And you don't want to know either, do you? You've got to be able to buy a home in Hendon for what they're going to pay us. And that's it.
The estate's leaseholders are in dispute with the developers over the market value of their homes. Jackie C. wants to stay in West Hendon, but the price she's been offered for her maisonette falls well below the price of flats on the new estate.
1, 2 and 3 bedroom homes currently available from 303,000 to 567,000. And I've been offered 170,000.
And what were you offered first time?
130,000. And so that's 300,000 less. Anybody that walks in here always goes, "Oh, this is lovely," because immediately you see the view. Trees, forests, the lakes. And yeah, they say, right, out you go. Here's 130,000, out you go. Strange, isn't it? Something a bit unfair about it all.
The first block to be completed in the regeneration was Lakeside. Nicholas bought his flat in 2012.
I don't think you could find a view like this in London for less than, I don't know, 1.4 million. But here it was obviously a lot less. But I'm in zone 3, I can get into the city very quickly, but come out, and at night it's as peaceful as anything. All you can hear is the geese on the lake and the swans flapping their wings on the water. So this is what I really wanted. I'm really, really happy here. In the last 3 years, there's buildings going up everywhere, which I think is only going to be a great improvement for the area, with improved open spaces and great social, economic and environmental improvements for the residents.
I'll get this, will I? I can't bear it, my poor flat. See, I'm supposed to read one. I can't do all this in one day. That's rubbish. Oh, see, all my medicines up there. I don't know if I've got any in the bag, but I've got palpitation.
It's coming to reality now. When I see my mum do it, that was a bit of a shock. But now that I'm seeing everyone, my neighbour's gone now, I've seen Cindy packing up, the other neighbour's gone. That's the reality of it now. What's going on? I'm gonna be last one here.
Unlike the secure tenants, those who moved onto the estate after 2002 are not included in the regeneration and will be evicted. Katrina who lived with her mother until she got her own flat in 2009, was surprised to discover that this applied to her.
I've lived here all my life, and my mum has lived there since she was 5 as well. So I signed a tenancy thinking I had a secure tenancy, and now I've got my notice to quit. When I got my notice to quit, that's when I realised I wasn't secure. So at the moment, I'm fighting my case. It's not a nice thing to be a non-secure tenant. I don't have rights on where my next accommodation would be. I don't have rights on even the say within the regen. Even though I've lived here 31 years of my life, I feel hopeless for my child. I feel hopeless for me. Slowly everything's just fading away and there's nothing that we can do about it. We're fighting and we're trying, but we're not being heard.
While waiting for the outcome of the inquiry, campaigners have gathered 130,000 signatures on a petition, which they're presenting to the council at Barnet Town Hall.
I'm going to ask Jasmine Parsons. Jasmine, if you would like to speak and present your petition. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Toads! Well, the reason why we're here today is because the bloody toads are doing this to all the residents in this borough, and we don't like it. This was your promise. Every single resident would get a home on that estate. Every single resident. And you should be honouring that, not ignoring us.
The right of reply, Councillor Daniel Thomas.
I just want to clear up the facts about the number of houses that are going to be built, the social rent houses. There'll be 258 social rented units. That is a net reduction of 220, and we've been quite open about that. But what people don't forget, is that there's going to be an increase of 285 low-cost ownership properties. Which actually, if you ask for the information, so Mr. Mayor, we debated this matter numerous times at committee and as Chamber. I have not yet heard a compelling case to change the course that we're pursuing. Mr. Mayor, we will continue with the policy.
Thank you very much.
There will always be conflicts, and we as a council need to do what's best for the residents and for the local community and the taxpayer at large. But we must never forget that what we're about is creating new vibrant communities and also providing new homes for our ever-increasing population. You know, I can understand being moved from different homes is going to be distressing, but Barnet Homes do an excellent job of providing as much support as we can to people who have to move.
By the end of June, most of the 86 non-secure tenants affected by this phase of building have been moved off the estate. According to the council, nearly half of them have been given 5-year tenancies elsewhere in Barnet. Dorothy, who has lived here with her daughter since 2011, has not been given any such offer.
They posted an eviction letter to me, which was dated the 1st of June, but it did not actually come through my door until the 27th of June. I went to the court to apply for an extension, but yesterday the judge just looked at my application and told me that she was beyond her remit. But I had some lady walking into my living room this morning and I could hear people going up my stairs. I wasn't aware they had a key. I wasn't aware they had a key. Most of my things are still packed in like the cupboard. I've got things in the storage. There's no one's telling me where they're going, where I'm going. All I've been told is that emergency accommodation will be provided for you. It's in the borough of Westminster. My daughter's 9, she's at school. She's never heard of eviction. She thought everybody's home was their home. She never knew that people would come and literally kick us out. My worst fear is that I'm gonna be put somewhere and I'm gonna be given no choice but to go, knowing full well within myself it's not going to be in my best interest. Not for progression, because no, I don't want to be a member of society that's unable to support myself, to make myself somebody in this world.
Joe and his fellow homeowners agreed to enter arbitration to resolve the dispute over their house prices.
Disturbance compensation.
Today, the new offers have arrived.
I knew it! Purchase price 214,500. I knew it!
Were you hoping for more, Joe?
Of course I was. You can't buy anything for that price around here. What can you buy for 214,000? Nothing.
Hi, Lee, come in.
Hi, Jackie, thank you. Thanks. Hi.
Are you disappointed?
I'm angry.
And so am I.
I'm very upset because we've been stitched up.
Oh, big time.
So we're not
we
going
don't
to let
accept
it rest at that. We're going to do something about it. They're not getting away with it.
No, well, certainly not.
Sorry.
Like a cup of tea.
Oh, no, thanks, Jackie.
Oh, we thought you were away.
I meant to be out of London this morning, but this letter came early and I couldn't drive. I couldn't drive, so I'm going later.
You're too upset.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be able to see where I was going. I think we had a fight before. We've got a fight on our hands now.
We have one big fight. Providing we all stick together, that's a problem.
Well, we've got to.
You're the same as houses.
211.
You're joking. Why did I value yours at 211 now?
Don't ask me, Joe.
You see, I think that's wrong. If we've all got the same size property...
Apparently they've distinguished 2 floors, and the ground floor's got better off than this floor.
If you're ground floor, you're better off.
That's ridiculous. We've got a better view. It's higher.
Well, listen, that's what I brought up because the new, the higher it goes, the more expensive it becomes. They're trying to shaft us, Joe. They're trying to...
We are shafted already.
Yeah. Well, that's right. You're right, Lee. And
we're not going to let them get away with it.
No, most certainly not. Right, okay then, Abby. See you
Bye,
Saturday.
Joe. Have a lovely
week, Joe.
See you Saturday.
Despite their disappointment, the terms of the arbitration mean that their only option will be to ask the developers for an increased offer. Cindy is one of 71 secure tenants moved to the new block.
So, Cindy, tell me how you're doing.
I'm not. You don't see anybody at all. You don't see a soul. Whereas before I left my door open. And people, you know, it wasn't, I never had a problem. And everybody, of course, knew me. And you've lived there for so long. I don't even want to unpack anything. I don't want to do anything. I really don't.
Right.
All right, come in. Hello.
Jackie's friend Pamela lives on the floor below Cindy.
Pamela, will you tell me where you were living before?
I was living in Franklin House on the 2nd floor. I had a quite nice flat. I'd made it nice inside and had a lovely view.
Until
they told us we had to move. So they allocated this flat for me. And I'm happy with the flat, I'm happy with the size of the rooms, and it's quite spacious and it meets my needs. Only thing, I don't like the traffic outside. Now we just look on a busy road. But then, hey, we can't do everything. The estate couldn't stay as it was.
No, I quite agree. But then a lot of people
feel...
feel...
The estate is tatty.
It could it
it's
should
run
never
down.
have got...
Would you prefer them to have done something than knock it down?
Honestly?
Yeah. Well, I'm the opposite. I'm glad they're knocking it down, because I think it's beyond repair. Franklin House and Marriott's, those are all going to come down, and they're going to build more blocks of flats.
And then it's going to be landscaped as well, apparently, I'm told.
When I looked at the plans, There was no little gardens or anything. In, let's say, 15 years' time, you won't recognise this area. It'll just be flats and buildings upon buildings upon buildings. And you will probably find all over London things like this happening.
Today is the opening of Barrett's showroom, and prospective buyers will be viewing the new flats.
Stop social cleansing! Stop social cleansing! Stop social cleansing! Stop social cleansing!
Stop social cleansing! They're demolishing all these houses.
They're throwing people out their homes, hun, and giving them peanuts. Peanuts.
You feel powerless. It's your home. You're being turned out of it, not through having done anything wrong. I don't want to spend the rest of my life shut in a tower block. I know people that live in tower blocks, and they all say the same thing. You're so isolated. Although I would never buy one of their properties, I'm going to see what it's like. Pure curiosity.
It's private property, but it's fine. It is private. It is private property, yeah.
There are 142 flats in the new block. The ones with a view cost £500,000, and Lee is told that they have all been sold in the first morning.
I'm quite impressed.
It's very well organised in there. I had a glass of rosé, one of my favourites, and a little hors d'oeuvre, and a square piece of beef on a stick. Dip it into the sauce. There was some there with a balcony straight onto the whale shark. Very nice. Lovely breeze, peaceful, tranquil. Very nice.
I have to say, they were bigger than I thought they would be. They look nice because they're brand new, etc., etc. I still wouldn't have one. No way. No way.
They looked beyond about an hour ago and they built a show home instead. Oh, how now when they...
The sales office was always on the water down here, so it wasn't until it moved that I had to actually walk through the estate, and that's when I became aware of the picketing. I actually didn't really know what was going on and the upset that was being experienced by people that have been here for a long time. So that was a bit of an education and an eye-opener. But they're living in accommodation which is already in disrepair and falling down, and they are going to be moved into places which are bigger and better and much more modern. And that's what would be really great with the regeneration. When I first moved here, I couldn't imagine moving out because when I first got into the place, I really loved it. And it has been a great investment already. I've actually bought another place along the lake because I have loved it so much, and it has been such a good investment for myself. Hopefully someone else can enjoy it too.
Dorothy has been without her possessions for 4 days, having missed an appointment the day after her eviction.
Hi, come in. This is my new emergency accommodation. This is my kitchen stroke living room. Very basic. No pots, no pans, no cutlery, no plates. Nothing at all. Come this way. This is supposed to be my daughter's room.
But she's staying here?
She can't. I mean, oh, the smell of damp in here alone. This is where they've been chewing through. And you hear them. They think that this is their playground. It's very pest-friendly, I'd say.
So where's your daughter staying?
At the moment, she is staying with her grandmother, my mum, in a overcrowded 2-bedroom flat in Cricklewood. hopefully until Barnet Council give me an answer as to when and how and where I'll be going with my daughter and my belongings that I'm not actually allowed access to.
What do you need to get out of your flat?
Everything. My tumble dryer, my hoover, my daughter's clothes, sentimental things like my pictures, bed sheets. There wasn't even a duvet for emergency accommodation or pillow. I've got one bag, which I was told when I was leaving, he said, oh, just grab an overnight bag. And it's been 4 overnights with the one change of clothes. They are paying £71.95 a night for me to stay here. I could have been in my own home, in my own bed. But my house is there, empty. I could be in my home packing my things, even if I was giving up until next week, packing my belongings, somewhere where I felt comfortable and I felt safe.
Morning, Hendon Waterside, feel free to go out London, how can I help you?
The Waterside block Lakeview is for private sale, but a small number of flats have been held for current homeowners. Council leader Richard Cornelius is given a tour of the building.
And this one, number 18?
Wow. Nice floor. And so what's this? This is the bedroom?
This is a 2-bedroom flat reserved for one of our existing leaseholders on the estate. So you're in the main bedroom here with an ensuite to the left-hand side. Moving into the living dining space.
Wow. A super room.
There's plenty of room with a nice sized balcony.
No, this is very nice.
A great view of the workshop. Yeah, nice view of suburban London.
Yeah.
Probably 4/5 of them now have exchanged contracts.
Are you winning? Are you winning?
We are. So about 8 left leaseholders in CPO 1.
And how many are in trouble?
Couple, yeah.
That's good. I can see Harrow on the hill in the distance as well. I'm impressed, actually. It's great. Yeah. Because one of the satisfactions of being a councillor is when something actually gets done. I mean, all too often it's planning, preparation, da-dum. But actually to be in someone's new home is great. This is what makes it all worthwhile. Seeing someone's new home and comparing it with the former estate. It's very important that people do have decent homes, and this is an achievement.
When they came in here from the council asking people to sign up for this regeneration, you know, they promised definitely you get like for like, and I said, and then does that mean everybody who's living here on the estate can come back? All my neighbours and all my friends? Oh yes, definitely. And everything has changed. All the people that were meant to stay here, most of them have been moved on. I said, now that I realise the height of the buildings that you're building, they're not like for like. It's not the beautiful little community that you promised. My view is at the level of life, which is just up 3 floors, where I can see people and kept reminding them at the meetings, can I still have the 3rd floor, please? Oh yes. And then I just found out the other day that the flat that I've been watching going up and being built for the last 1.5 years has just been sold. When they came into this estate with the plans way back all those years, why didn't they just sit down with us and say, look, this is what we're building, where do you think you might like to live, and you know, we'll try and hammer out a deal. And then they carry on with their building and then we're all happy. But you know, no, they prefer to just slowly build in front of you and torment you as they go along. Torment you with the building work, torment you with the noise, torment you with the lorries, torment you with the dust and the grime that we have to breathe in, and then torment you with threats. If you don't move, the CPO is going to come in, the compulsory purchase order, and we're going to take your homes from you. How can you trust anybody after that? You can't trust them. You can't trust them.
For the residents, there's a feeling, I think, that the council is more interested in the interests of
the developers.
No, that is not the case. The council has been batting for the local residents all the time. The local councillors have been vociferous in expressing the concerns of local residents, and I think the council has done a good job in dealing with the developers on this scheme.
At the start of the regeneration, leaseholders were promised like-for-like homes on the new estate. Today, the only way they can afford to stay is to take up the developer's offer of shared equity, which means they will own just 50% of the property.
When they came to us and said like for like is a masonette for a masonette, right? But never in a million years would you dream that the property you're going to own is going to be small, it's going to be a flat, and you're only going to own half. And this is how it is.
Because Lee bought her masonette after 2002, she is not eligible for shared equity. So she's looking elsewhere.
Hello. I've just really come in to inquire as to what might be available property-wise in or around Hendon, Colindale, the North West London area. I can tell you, well, I live in West Hendon at the moment.
Okay, where about in West Hendon?
Just over the other side of the Edgware Road, Marriott's Close.
Oh, okay, the old estate.
I'm actually a leaseholder, and now we're having to get out, and they're offering us basically 212.
Okay.
I don't suppose you've got anything in that range for 212.
Yeah.
I appreciate if I move out of London, I could get something quite nice, possibly.
You have to move quite far out.
Yeah,
London.
I know, and this is the problem that obviously all of us are facing.
Just say, for example, something in an established purpose-built block in Hendon last sort of February, March would have maybe sold for 200, 210 a one bed. In just over a space of the year it's gone up 60 grand. And that, I mean, you may even struggle to get a decent one bed for that sort of money around Hendon. No disrespect to yourself, but you won't find it easy getting a mortgage at your age as well.
Oh, I wouldn't get a mortgage. Yeah. No, I wouldn't.
So unfortunately it's going to be difficult. I wish I had better news for you. Sorry.
It's possibly only what I expected.
Yeah.
Dorothy has had to wait 3 weeks to get access to her belongings.
So how long have you got now?
Well, I have got till 2 o'clock. That's another like 2 hours to pack at least what I need from here. So basically, all I've been doing is just literally grabbing my things and throwing them into boxes. It does bring back a lot of memories. I remember coming in here and sitting in here when I hadn't decorated and actually feeling like a sigh of relief. My housing was now secure and I was at college and I was working and I felt so much more at ease. And to think that overnight, I feel like it's all started all over again.
Katrina, the last non-secure tenant in her block, has lost her fight to stay in West Hendon.
They're moving me to another regen estate. Apparently I'm going to be there for 3 years and then they're going to move me on again, which they don't know where. It could be actually out of London. They told me yesterday that I've got to be out by Friday and they gave me the keys today, so I basically had 1 day to pack and get everything together. I'm going to miss my view in the morning though, and the birds. Like even now, about 7 o'clock, the birds start to like fly over. And it starts to get a bit darker and dimmer, and if the nice breeze comes in and stuff like that, I'm gonna miss it. It's a big change for me. It's a big, big step, but I guess change has to happen sometimes.
You know what? All these beautiful trees will go. Heartbreaking.
The homeowners have had no luck in pushing up the purchase price, but the developers have put more money on the table.
You know that we've been offered a 20,000 incentive payment on top of what they want to pay you for your home, and not everybody's getting the same. But it's got to be everybody. And if one person doesn't agree, that's it, we've all lost out. You know, it's everybody for themselves. We all might stick together, but when it comes to the nitty-gritty at the very end, you've all got to think about yourself. Oh, well, they've destroyed the community anyway. They've split up friends, they've split up families. I don't think they care, really. I really don't think they care.
Although it is 9 months since the public inquiry and there is still no decision on the compulsory purchase order, the leaseholders are under increasing pressure to sell. The £20,000 offered by the developers to encourage them to move out quickly is causing confusion.
Because we need to get this clarified, because it's going on too long now with different things seem to be coming out.
Yeah, but we don't trust anybody. Nobody. They keep moving the goalposts, as you know. They tell you this, tell you that, and then somebody else come back and tell you something else. So many rumours and nonsense going around is unbelievable.
If you don't agree to the incentive payments, whatever else it is, you could end up 20 grand down. So people need to think really carefully before they say yes or no to that.
This letter says, to secure your 20,000, you must exchange contracts for sale before the 1st of November 2015. If you are not already looking for somewhere to move to, I suggest that you now do so as a matter of urgency to ensure that you do not miss out on the £20,000.
Throughout this whole process, the council and Barrett, they've been trying to pick off people one by one.
That's what they're doing.
Trying to create division between your neighbours and you to force you to accept something you don't really want.
The psychological warfare has worked with us all. As you know, I had picked a flat and lost it. So the word has gone out, you know, there's very few on offer left, you better start dealing now. You know, another property came up that had a view, and of course people want to go for it, so they've more or less said, you know, you have to sell now, otherwise what's going to happen like the last one, if someone comes forward before you, we have to give it away. So I said, okay. And I didn't realise that that was actually happening to others as well, until it happened to us. And then through this process, I've learnt of others. It's money, it's business, and human beings are like little pawns on a chessboard, just have to be moved around whenever money and profit's involved. I get off the bus every morning going to work, and I go into the Polish church. And she's a Polish nun, Sister Faustina. And I talk to her every single morning in my life. So I know that things will work out. Surely they're not all hard-nosed businessmen. Surely among all those businessmen, somebody has some type of moral values. And realise when people have been pushed enough and can take no more.
Oh, it's raining again.
steps.
Fran's with you as well. Come in. Quick, come in because it's cold and it's raining.
Jackie P has also decided to buy a flat in the new build.
The reason I took this, I'm not well enough to go around the countryside looking.
It's affected your health big time, I know. I have never seen you this ill.
I told you. Really. Well, it's affecting a lot of people in different ways.
I know, Jackie. But you're downsizing to a one bed.
Yeah.
And you're happy with that decision?
Not really, but I have to have a roof over my head, the same as everybody else.
Yes.
In late November, the decision on the compulsory purchase order is finally announced. It has ruled in favour of the council.
Given the outcome of the inquiry, how do you feel? Like, as individuals, how do you feel? You know, I came here tonight because I haven't seen you all for a while, and it's really upsetting what's happened. And I just want to hear from you as individuals. How can we help each other now?
Do you want us to break down and cry? Because we have broke down and cried, you know? So we're not doing it. So we've accepted it. Have you done that on your own, though? Well, yes, I'll break down and cry. I'll have to work till I'm 80 years of age to afford a property. I don't want to work till I'm 80. I've been working since I'm 15 years of age. I should be retiring next year, but I can't.
So the people who've taken part in it so far should really be proud of what they've achieved, because they've done a fantastic amount. You've really achieved a hell of a lot. And there's a damn sight more than what you've done if you'd have sat on your asses. If people want to continue, they've got to be serious, because it's now serious money, okay? Because it goes to QC. That's something.
People haven't got that sort of money. I tell you now, with that CPO, the way it came in, it's going to be exactly the same if you start going to court and high courts and supreme courts. You cannot beat the system.
Lee has reluctantly signed over her home in a contract which contains a confidentiality clause.
Do you think you can say you now have a date that you have to leave?
Well, I guess that's general knowledge, isn't it? I've got to be out by the 15th of January.
Do you think you can say how that makes you feel?
No, because there are no words. There are no words that could even remotely come close to the emotional torture, I guess you could almost say, that we're being put through. No, if you gave me the most amazing house, I'd never ever get over losing this one. It'll never ever really ever leave me, because it's just gone far too deep.
The new block, Lakeview, is finished. Jackie P is moving into her shared equity one-bedroom flat.
Your new home.
Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one.
All the homeowners have agreed to move out before the deadline in the hope of getting the extra £20,000. Joe has not been able to find a new flat locally and is leaving London.
It's amazing. You say hello to people, you know, every day of your life. You know, you say, how are you? Everyone says okay, as they normally do. Talk about the weather, but it's so strange. It's the end of my family. It's the end of my family, that's it.
Only 8 of the homeowners have purchased flats on the new estate. In order to keep her view, Jackie C has bought a 50% share of a £530,000 flat.
Hello, come in. Oh, sorry about the mess. It's okay. Sorry about the mess, but this is what you call 20-odd years of your life.
Do you think you'll be happy here?
I hope so. You know, a beautiful home doesn't really make a beautiful life. Friends and family make a beautiful life. So that appeals to me more than a beautiful home. But I need a home, of course. Yeah, but I'm happy. What appeals to me mostly is the view. Lovely, isn't it?
How does it feel looking at your old flat?
Well, I'm not sad, but it's the past. This is the future. This is now. Got to go with it, haven't you? It's cosy, it's warm, it's quiet. You hardly hear the men at work. I love it. I'm happy. I'm happy. What can I say? I'm happy.
Do you know where you will go? Have you
No.
made a decision?
No. 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 I know where I'm going temporarily, but I don't know after that for sure. No, nothing's set in stone. So I thought I'd experienced almost every human emotion there was, but I hadn't till now, I tell you, you know. I need to read it. Okay. Right. Let to stay where it is.